What up, Dodgers Nation? D-Mac here, and welcome to another episode of the Dodgers Nation Roundtable. And as always, I'm joined by a panel of esteemed Dodgers experts. To my right, Mr. Clint Pasillas. You can follow him at RealFRG. Thanks for rocking with us today, Clint.
I work here. I'm so excited to be here. Oh, my God. I got to do it the Noah way.
It's an honor.
It is an honor to be here in my seat.
Of course, the host of the Blue Heaven podcast, and we have Mr. Noah Cameras. Noah, you ready to talk Dodger baseball?
Oh, it's been a while since we had one of these the Dodger Roundtable.
Wow.
Sorry, we do them all here. But no,
Sports.
it's been a while since we've done a Dodger Roundtable. I'm very excited.
Yeah, we're going to get right into it. It's going to be rapid fire season predictions, and we're starting with who will lead the Dodgers in home runs this year and how many will they hit. I'm going to start with you, Clint.
I have an article. Max Muncy's going to lead the Dodgers in homers. He's going to hit 40. I actually think he could hit more than 40, but I'm going to set it at 42 for Jackie.
42
bombas for Max. He is saying he is back.
Max is back. That'd be big. How about you, Noah?
Yeah, I mean, I actually, for me, between Max Muncy and Mookie Betts, and I was going to say someone different, but I do think it's going to be Muncy. I don't think he's going to get over 40, but I see Muncy at like the 35 range and probably Betts just under him.
Right in
like
that max pocket.
Yeah, right in that max pocket.
I'm going Mookie Betts. He had 35 last year to set a new career high, added 9 pounds of muscle. Yeah. They might move him down the order at some point to become more of a run producer. I think he hits 37 jacks. He's more jacked this offseason. I think he's ready to be a big thumper down that line. Then for the best bounce back player, who will be the Dodgers bounce back player of the year?
I mean, obviously, based on what I just said, I would say Max Muncy. But for a different answer, I'm going to go with Noah Syndergaard. I was really high on him. Obviously, the velocity hasn't been there yet.
He signed here because of you.
He did sign here because of me. I mean, you guys are welcome for that if he plays well. But I think it's all going to kind of come together. He had a really great start to spring, 9 straight scoreless innings. It's been a little worse in his last 2, but I feel like he's going to have a good year. I even have a bolder prediction for him, but I think I'm going to get to that in a different video or something. But I think he's going to be our bounce back player of the year.
All right, Clint, bounce back player of the year for the Dodgers.
I agree. We should clearly be saying Max Muncy because his season was so bad, and now we're saying he's going to lead the team in homers. But it's boring to go back-to-back Max Jacks here, so I'm going to go with Dustin May. Yeah. It's the season. It's the breakout season. My bold prediction for May is going to be an all-star. He's probably going to lead. I'm not saying probably. He's going to lead the team in wins in the year of our Lord, 2023. What do you got, D-Whack?
Yeah, I mean, for my bounce back player of the year, I think Max Muncy, to me, it's just another year coming off the injury. I think he's healthy. He's fully healthy. I think he's going to produce once again. Why not just say Chris Taylor? Because I'm going to try to manifest this. I'm not going to say wholeheartedly I believe this, but the reality is only 7 points below league average last year. If you cut down some of those strikeouts, hits the ball hard again, he's a guy that can really produce, and we've seen that in the past. So let's go with CT3.
Fingers crossed on that one. They need it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They need it massively. And then how about biggest disappointment?
Well, not to jump off of what you just said, but it's going to be Chris Taylor in my eyes. I mean, I think it's already disappointing just what he did last year, but I don't see him figuring it. Don't worry, I saved your disappointment for you. But no, I don't feel good about Chris Taylor. Yeah, he hit those 2 home runs in the Freeway Series. Maybe he hit a double in third game. He started to bounce back, but I just don't see him. He's already going to be in a platoon role, and for him to be getting paid $15 million a year, you expect a lot more than a platoon outfielder. I think he's going to disappoint again in 2023.
Biggest disappointment?
I mean, if anybody's been watching any of our content, it's not going to be that surprising. I know you're thinking I'm going to go with Julio. I'm not. Julio's going to have a fine year. It's going to be Trace Thompson.
No, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I do not think he makes it out of April on the Dodgers active roster. I just don't. I think they're the way we've heard Dave talk about him all spring, the way he Trace projected himself in the clubhouse when you were talking to him, when we saw him hiding from people and whatnot, I just don't think he's in a very good spot. And we've heard from some Dodgers analysts about it too, about how broken the swing kind of is. He's trying to either wrap around the ball. Anyways, short version, Trace Thompson.
Also, to give you some credit, you've been saying he wasn't going to make past April for months now. I mean, you've been on that train.
I was first on that one.
You were way first on that one.
Yeah, I would say there's degrees of disappointment. I don't think this guy is going to be a bad pitcher. I think he's going to be a solid pitcher, but I would say Noah Syndergaard. I don't think he's going to produce like Tyler Anderson produced last season. I don't think he's going to get back to be an ace or an all-star that a lot of Dodger fans are hoping that he will. I think he's going to be a back-of-your rotation guy. I think he's going to be solid. I think he's going to eat innings. Hasn't pitched more than 130 innings since 2019. 2019. So hopefully he can eat innings and just be solid for this team, but I don't see him re-emerging and reestablishing himself as an ace. The next question, who will throw the most innings this year, Noah?
Yeah, it's going to be Julio. I mean, obviously it's a contract year. The Dodgers are going to throw him out there. He's going to want to be out there as much as he can. The more he's out there, the better he's doing, the more value he's going to have in free agency. So, and I mean, last year Tyler Anderson was the leader. I think he had 0.1 more than Julio.
Yeah.
Tyler's gone. It's going to be Julio. He's going to be by far not only the most consistent, but he's going to be healthy the most of the year. And that's 4 other injury-prone pitchers in that starting rotation.
He's got a few $1 million reasons to want to be out there as much as he can. Yeah, Julio, I think this is finally the year he surpasses that 200 inning mark as well.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that one. This one's going chalk. His career high is 185 and 2/3 innings that he set back in 2021. I think he's going to want to continue to prove his durability to teams out there, so he's going to want to go deeper into games. Also, I think this team, they think there's a strong possibility that he doesn't return, so they're going to want to ride him until the wheels fall off. And look, he's been healthy. He's been a guy that posed for this team, and they're going to need him to throw close to 200 innings for this rotation. Yep. Next question, who will lead the team in ERA, starting with you, Noah?
Oof. I'm going to go with Dustin May. I really think he's going to end up being the best, not best pitcher in the rotation, but I guess just have one of the best years. I think he's really going to find that pre-Tommy John stuff again. He already says he's feeling that good, and I just think he's going to turn into that. He's going to have a few duds. I mean, we saw it last year, but I think overall his stuff's going to be really, really dominant. He's going to be unhittable, and he's going to be in the mid to high 2 range, and that's going to be the best in the rotation.
Lowest ERA, Clint.
The gut tells me Dustin May. The heart tells me Clayton Edward Kershaw, year 16. He's back. He's looking better than ever. Maybe not than ever, but he's looking better than he's looked in about 5 or 6 years, as you noted in an earlier recording of things we did here in this fine studio. Kershaw, team leader in ERA. What do you got?
Yeah, I was considering going with Kershaw. If you look at last season, that 2.28 ERA, 2.51 expected ERA, his best output in 6 seasons. I don't think it'll be a qualified ERA because I don't think he'll get close to qualifying.
But it doesn't need to be.
It's about leading the team.
But Julio Urias, he's a guy led the National League with a 2.16 ERA. I think he is due for some regression, but
such a big year for Julio. I still think he's going to finish with the lowest team ERA. You know, some folks upset at me because I'm predicting a pretty significant fall off for Julio in the standard he's been at. I said his ERA is going to be at 4 for the first time since 2017.
That's high.
That's pretty high. I mean, they're projecting around 3.82.
He's still going to lead the team in innings. He's still going to do all the things he needs to do, but I just think there's going to be some little hiccups. You know, maybe the first inning woes also find themselves in the third or something like that. I think there's going to be a lot of little things that go against him. He's still going to be fine. He's still going to be the team, like one of the leaders in pitching. But the
way I look at it, he's 26. I mean, I think he's still just firmly entering his prime. I think he can recreate. Has so much riding on this season contract here, Julio. But hey, all great picks. Next question: how many All-Stars will the Dodgers have? I've got Mookie, Freddie, Julio, Will Smith, Evan Phillips. I've been on the Dustin May to the All-Star. I said that months ago. I think Dustin May will be an All-Star this year. But who do you think? Will the Dodgers have how many All-Stars this season? Who you got?
Yeah, I have 6 as well, but mine are a little different. I mean, Mookie, Freddie, obvious. I think we're all going to have that. Julio, another one. Finally a first-time All-Star. Same with Will Smith. Finally a first-time All-Star. Then I got Dustin May. I'm with you on that one. We've all been saying that. Yeah. And my 6th one, maybe call me a homer. I'm going Noah Syndergaard. I think he's going to have the bounce back year. No, I don't. I think he's going to have that bounce back year. I mean, Tyler Anderson was an All-Star last year. That came out of nowhere. I really think Noah Syndergaard is going to find his stuff. And the one that I think gets the snub is Max Muncy. I think he's going to deserve it, but he's not going to get it.
Yeah, I think that's a great take. Max Muncy early on gets off to a good start. We can see him make the All-Star team like he did in 2021. But how about you, Clint? How many All-Stars for the Dodgers this year?
I mean, it's. I guess I'll just throw names out. I mean, yeah, the Mookie, the Freddie, those are easy. Will is deserving. He's an American now. Played for Team USA, so that's got to count for something. Dodgers will always have pitching in there. I think we've seen the last. Hey, you're Clayton Kershaw. You deserve to be in the All-Star game. I don't think we're going to see him in there again. Even if he is having a great year, I just don't think it's going to happen. There's just so many other players that need to be in the game. D-May. I think we're not going to see as much Dodger representation as we have seen in the past, just because the National League is really good. It's got a lot of really good players. So
yeah, the one interesting was JD Martinez. I mean, he's been an all-star the last 2 years out of the AL. I mean, if he puts up numbers and drives and runs and that number 5 hole, I mean, maybe he sneaks in as like.
To be fair, though, Boston hasn't been as good over the last couple of years.
But he's still been all-star, so you never know. Maybe he can get back in as a Dodger.
Yeah, JD Martinez could absolutely make it. Clayton Kershaw, if he's even close to it, we know that his reputation, his brand, his name recognition will get him over the hump. Evan Phillips, of course, you get maybe 3 relievers a year. The word is out on him. He really is starting to establish himself as a household name when it comes to a reliever. So I'm hoping Fireman Phillips gets his love.
Yeah, if he's leading the team in saves by that point, for sure. But if he's just like a 7th
inning guy,
which very well could be leading the team in saves by that point. We don't know what the closer's role is going to look like. We don't know how long Hudson's going to be out.
Yeah.
So
his save numbers early in the year should be higher than they are later in the year. So that's a great point.
Yeah.
Okay, next question: which reliever will finish with the most saves? Start with you, Noah.
Look at that transition. So yeah, my guy is Daniel Hudson. I do think I think there's all the talk of closer by committee and this and that, but Dave Roberts' recent comments, I just wrote an article about it, is the idea of someone who's going to have the DodgersNation.com is we want to go with guys who have the experience and have done it before. Daniel Hudson has the most career saves on the roster with 32. He had 5 last year before he went, and 32 is not a lot.
One more than Alex Reyes.
One more than Alex Reyes at 31. But I don't think Alex Reyes is going to be the closer. I think it's going to be Daniel Hudson. I think he's going to lead the team. I think he's probably going to be back in sometime in May is my prediction. And he's going to slowly build up. And then by the end of the season, I think he's going to be like the closer for this team.
How about you, Clint?
Same. I've been on the Hudson train for a while with that.
Yeah, I think he's going to get the most opportunities, and we know that Dave Roberts and company, they've talked about closer by committee, but we also know that they like having an established closer, and if Hudson comes back and he performs like he did before he went down with that knee injury last season, he's a guy that can absolutely get it done. Like you mentioned, 5 saves last year. He does have some familiarity with that role, 32 career saves, and I think from a stuff perspective, he offers you the most comfortability and reliability, whereas you don't want to use some of those other high leverage guys, the Yanceys, the Vestias, and the Evan Phillips, so I like that pick
and
right
he's saved a World Series. He has closed out a World Series game. That means something.
That does. 2019, the hero right there. So next question. Yes.
Actually, I was going to say one quick question just to bounce off of that. Who do you guys think is going to lead saves like for the first half of the year until Hudson comes back?
Phillips.
You think it's going to be Phillips?
I would say Phillips.
I would love to see Brusdar. I think it's going to be Phillips.
I mean, I honestly think it might be Almonte. Like, I honestly think Yancey's going to get the opportunity because I think I'd like for it to be Brusdar, but I feel like Yancey ends up getting the most cover because Phillips, I feel like, is going to be like the 6th, 7th inning high leverage situation, and Almonte's just going to end up being used in the 9th inning.
Yeah, I think that's a really solid prediction because, like you said, he does have some more swing and miss stuff, whereas Brusdar Graterol doesn't miss as many bats as you want to see for a closer, but they have kind of hinted at using Brusdar in that role.
Yeah, I mean, I want it to be Brusdar. I don't know. I feel like it's going to end up being Yancey.
Yeah. On the Brusdar note, don't ever expect him to develop a slider. His short arm pitching style is not conducive to him creating a slider. He's got to get that arm out a little bit more to create that shape. It's just, I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Yeah, but no, I like that pick. I'm going with Evan Phillips. So, next question: who will be the team's Cy Young? Who will be the best starting pitcher for the Dodgers this year? Noah?
I mean, I have D-May as the lowest ERA, but I still think at the end it's going to be Julio. I do think in his walk year, again, he's going to be the innings leader. I think he's just going to be out there. He's going to be the workhorse. And at the end of the day, he's going to end up being this team's best pitcher. And I think, hopefully, in discussions for the NL Cy Young, I don't think he's going to win it, but I think he'll be up there after a really, really dominant year.
Clint, who will be the best pitcher for the Dodgers this year?
It's going to be Dustin May. Like I said, he's going to lead the team in wins, which are important. He's going to lead the team in strikeouts. He's going to lead the team in show flow.
Yeah,
he's gonna be good. He's chomping at the bit
Dustin
to be
May,
a beast.
2023.
Dustin Mania, that's the year.
I think Dustin May is gonna break out, but I still think from wire to wire, Julio Urias, he's the Urias for a reason. He's a guy you trust with that role. Everything he has riding on this year, and also just if you look at the spin, if you look at the fastball location, if you look at his constant evolution as a pitcher with that slurve, also he's gonna benefit from an upgrade at shortstop too with Miguel Rojas. True. I think Julio Urias is gonna be the Dodgers' best pitcher this year. Yeah. I think Clayton Kershaw, he will have the highest moments with flashes at times because he's been great when he's been on the mound, but I also think you have to factor in a couple stints on the IL.
Yeah,
but I'm going.
This is great. Last night I had a dream that Clayton Kershaw threw a perfect game. I swear. I remembered it like 3 hours ago, and I had to say it out loud.
Did Roberts take him out?
Somewhere Hanley Ramirez is like, no.
It was like I just remembered. Like I don't really remember what happened, but I just know I had a dream where Kershaw finally had the perfect game. And
the baseball gods owe him a perfect game and a World Series MVP.
So I'm just saying, I had the dream, so it's out there. That happened last night.
Kersteiger, the man of his dreams. Next, we got the breakout player of the year, Noah.
So would someone like Walker Buehler be in this category, considering no one's really expecting much out of him? Because I do think he's going to come back late in the year, and I think he's going to end up playing a really big role in the bullpen. And if this team goes far in the postseason, I think it's going to be a lot on his arm being really healthy. But if, for the sake of saying someone else, I'd say Gavin Stone. But if someone else has him, I'll let you guys explain why. But I think he's going to be really, really good.
Love it.
So you're going Stoner?
Well, if I could say Buehler, I'd say Buehler. But I mean, Stone.
I think that's between bounce back, breakout. Hey, this works.
Yeah, I mean, he's breaking out.
I'm just hosting it.
He's breaking out because he's had Tommy John and no one's expecting much out of him.
No, I think that's a great point.
But Gavin Stone I think he's going to have a huge year also.
Well, if we're talking breakout, we've been talking about Miguel Vargas for months and months and months before he's actually getting the job. He's got the job. Dave just forgot to tell him, hey, you got the job. But you would hope that it would be a breakout year for this guy. You know he can hit. You know the expectations are there. You know he's going to be getting the lion's share of time at second base until he either prove he can stay there or hey, my game ain't playing here. Sorry, guys, I'm out. It's going to be him. It's going to be Miguel Vargas.
See, I would say I'm hoping that it's Dustin May and he has a similar breakout season that Tony Gonsolin had last season. My only concern I have for D-May is professionally, when you consider his minor league stats, the most innings he's thrown in a season is 141. At the pro level, 56 innings back in 2020. Coming off that Tommy John surgery, can he carry the load from wire to wire? I absolutely think he's going to have a really strong first half of the season. I think he's going to break out by his terms. But also, how about Will Smith? I mean, going from not an all-star to an all-star, to me, he's going to break out and really surpass JT Realmuto. He's the best all-around catcher in the game, so I'm going with Smitty. Next question. How will the who will win the NL West? What place will the Dodgers finish in the NL West?
Second.
Yeah,
I think the Padres are going to win the NL West.
Which is fine. That's not a problem. They're going to be in the
win the division.
They're going to be in the playoffs.
The Dodgers are
going to get that top wild card. If it's not number 2, it doesn't matter. You just need to make the tournament. You don't need to win the NL West crown.
So you got finishing second.
Dodgers
wild card winners.
Number 1 wild card spot.
I can't change it from what we said on Blue Heaven on Monday.
I still have the Dodgers winning the division. Yes, a lot of experts are picking the Padres, but Vegas still loves the Dodgers.
They really do.
To win the division. Look, if you look at 4 of the last 5 regular seasons, the Dodgers have won 100+ games. They won 92 in 2018. You won 43 in 2020. That projected to a 116-win season. This team has the formula to win in the regular season.
Sure.
I do think that not a lot of people are talking enough about the balanced schedule, and you can't just beat up on the bottom feeders of the NL West. So I do think it's going to. You're not going to see 100 wins from this team, but I still have this team winning the division. Now,
you do get to beat up on the AL Central, though.
That's true. There's a lot of it can balance
division.
out, but also I feel like there's travel involved. There's lack of familiarity. We know the Dodgers are going to be a tough and hot ticket, so we know fans are going to fill the seats, and you're going to have that Dodgers bullseye that Max Muncy was telling us about. But I still have the Dodgers winning the NL West. Look, you got to beat the champ to be the champ, and still they're the reigning NL West champ. So next question: who will be the team MVP? Starting with you, Noah.
Yeah, for me, it's always just Freddie Freeman. I mean, what he does on a consistent basis. I mean, he's like he's as good as it gets when you're watching like a baseball player. He does everything right. He hits well. He fields well. He runs the bases well. He's a great leader. He's always smiling. I mean, he's just, to me, the MVP of this team. I think he's going to hit over 300 again. I think he's going to hit 20-something home runs, and he's going to drive in 100 runs and RBIs, and he's just going to be everything this team needs in that leader in that number 2 role. So he's my MVP.
Mookie's a smart pick. Freddie's a smart pick, but I'm going to have a fun pick. Yes. Max Muncy's your team MVP.
I like that.
Going Max Muncy. Yeah, I mean, to me, the funky Muncy could easily be this team's MVP, especially if the power is
We just like him. He's a good guy.
He's a friend of the show.
Friend of the network.
Not gonna lie, my favorite Dodger, as far as like in the clubhouse. He's a cool guy.
He's a really good dude to talk baseball with. He gets
smart,
it.
Really smart.
And I kind of want to change my pick because you had Freddie Freeman. I think Freddie Freeman is a guy who is a perennial top 5 MVP candidate. There's no question about it. The consistency. Last year led all of Major League Baseball with 47 doubles. The power was a little down. You look at leaving the yard, hit 21 home runs. The slugging, the ISO power was a little down. But the contact rate and the consistency is always there. As a lefty, will benefit a little from the shift. He still is going to have an all-fields approach. So I won't say Freddie, even though that was my original answer. I'm just going to go with Mookie Betts, and I'm going to try to manifest this. Mookie Betts will be the first guy to win the MVP in both leagues since Frank Robinson. Hopefully, Mookie Betts, MVP. The National League. Let's go. So Mookie Betts, I think the home run totals are going to look nice to MVP voters, and this team needs more production from him this season than they had in years past.
He put up a sneaky 6+ win season last year.
He did, but there's no Trey Turner, right? And there's the lineup is not as good and as potent, so you need him to, at the very least, recreate last season and maybe do a little more. And when you're getting $365 million, I don't think that's too much of an ask, right?
I don't think so. I think it's just a fair enough ask.
Fair enough ask. Okay, next question. Dodgers win and loss record. How many games will the Dodgers win in 2023, Mr. Noah Cameras?
I remember when I got the lead off.
Yeah, you go first on this one.
93 wins.
93.
All right, so what's the quick math on that? That's what,
93
69
wins.
losses? Is that the math?
Nice.
I was just,
Nice.
I think that's the math. 93,
Sure.
Yeah, 93 and 69 would be the math. I'm going to say 91 and 71. And I think the Padres are going to win like 2 more. So it's going to be close, but I think it's going to be 91 and 71.
Homer.
91?
91 and 71.
I'm going 97 and 65. I think this team, if you look at the over-unders, around 94.5 games. I think this team is going to not look the same to start the season as they will after the trade deadline. I think they're going to make some pickups. They're going to finish strong down the stretch, win tons of games, and they're competing with the Padres. And that's the thing I look at when I focus on their win totals, is they're going to have to win a lot of games. Just like we saw them win 106 games in 2021. Part of the reasons why they went all out was because they were chasing the Giants, who ultimately won 107 games. So they know they have to win a lot of games to win this division. 97 wins. It's not really 95, 100 wins is like the new 95 wins when you consider how many teams are tanking around Major League Baseball. But give me 97 wins. It just feels right. And last question here today, ladies and gentlemen, is World Series pick. Who you got in the World Series pick? We'll start with you, Mr. Pasillas.
Manifested it. So I'm going to cheat because I did one of those, MLB had the thing on Twitter. It's like screenshot who's going to win the World Series. So I'm going to cheat so I don't look like a bad guy not picking the Dodgers, and I'm not a homer picking the Dodgers. My screenshot said it was going to be the Braves. So apparently it's the Braves. Go out and lose Dansby, and then it's going to be the Bravos, huh?
Braves are stacked, young talent. They've won it just a year removed from that.
So don't blame me. Blame my phone. Blame MLB on Twitter for making the little post.
So
who are
Braves versus who?
Huh?
Who are they playing? Braves who?
You have to assume the Astros.
Could have all right, good times. How about you?
First of all, I want to see the Dodgers going to win. I'm going to go 94 wins. I just want to change it. 91 felt too low. I'm going 94.
94 wins?
Just want to change it. 91 was low. World Series, I think the Dodgers are going to win the wild card. They're going to then go all the way. I think they're going to do it from a wild card spot. I got Dodgers. I got Dodgers, Phillies, NLCS. Dodgers win it, go to the World Series. I answered way too many questions in this, but I got Dodgers over Astros. Six. I don't want to do 7. I'll do 6 games. I don't know.
Do 6?
I'll do 6 games. Dodgers over Astros.
And World Series MVP.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mookie Betts.
I guess I gotta go Ronald Acuna.
Fantasy.
Not Freddie Freeman.
Matt Olson.
Matt Olson. Let's go.
Spencer Strider.
Hey, Matt Olson won the home run derby of spring training. Hit 8 bombas.
I guess he's locked in.
He's ready for a World Series MVP.
That's the most important thing right there.
Okay, so my pick, I'm going Dodgers over the Yankees in 6 games. I have Will Smith winning World Series MVP and Walker Buehler getting the final out coming out of the pen. So there you have it. Dodgers get over the hump. They beat the Yankees, World Series champions. Baseball needs that. I feel like I picked the Dodgers versus the Astros the last couple of seasons. I was right from the Astros. The Dodgers didn't do me any favors, but I think at this point it would be a little disappointing, that matchup, because we don't have the Springers. We don't have that same. We don't have Carlos Verlander. So it feels like a different team. But look, the reality is the Astros are the favorites to win the World Series. They're still stacked.
Yeah, it's hard to think. I mean, the Yankees are good, but it's hard to think of an AL team beating the Astros. I mean, the Astros have so much talent. Like, the Blue Jays are a fun pick. I don't see them making the World Series. And the Mariners aren't going to make the World Series.
Blue Jays are
find some more
interesting. I try to talk myself into going with a little sexy Blue Jays pick,
Guardians are a fun one, but it's not going to happen.
Barrios hasn't pitched well for them. I don't know if they have the top front of that rotation to get it done.
They lost Ross Stripling, our good friend.
It's over after
you lose Ross Stripling. It's over. Ryu could come back, and they're hoping he performs. But let us know down below. Give us your predictions on all these questions down below in the comment section. Give us your World Series prediction. Who is going to be in the World Series? It doesn't have to be the Dodgers. Just let us know, though. We want all your predictions. How many games? Who's going to be the MVP? Let us know down below. As always, I'm joined by Mr. Noah Cameras. Thanks for rocking with us today. You can follow him at Noah Cameras. Read all of his work at Dodgers Nation and alllakers.com. And then, of course, the editor-in-chief, the host of the Blue Heaven podcast, Mr. Clint Pasillas. You can follow him at RealFRG. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. If you really want to support the channel, hit that like button. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and we out.